Some moments in history aren't just events, they're more like earthquakes. They completely reshape the entire landscape. Today, we're diving into one of those foundational moments, the Sinai Revelation. And this isn't just some ancient story. It's the story of how a nation was forged in fire and thunder.
So, how did a transformation like that actually happen? Well, we're going to break it down in 5 key steps. First, we'll tackle the big question: why does this event still matter so much? Then, we'll meet the people at the heart of the story, a group totally lost in the desert. We'll witness the terrifying, awe-inspiring moment that changed everything. Then we'll decode the radical new constitution they received. And finally, we'll see how this single event is still shaping our world. All right, first up, the mountain of meaning. Before we get into all the thunder and lightning, we really have to understand the stakes. Why are we even talking about this thousands of years later? Seriously, think about it. Why does this single ancient event from thousands of years ago in the middle of a desert still resonate so powerfully? How can it define the very idea of what a nation is? That's the puzzle we're going to piece together. To really get the impact, you have to see the before picture. So let's move to our second section, a people adrift. This sets the stage for everything that comes next. Just try to imagine this. They weren't a nation, not even close. They were a group of escaped slaves. Yeah, they were fleeing bondage, but they were also completely vulnerable. They had no shared identity beyond their suffering, no laws, no social structure, nothing to hold them together. Let these words sink in for a second. Disorganized, afraid, aimless. This is a people on the brink of just collapsing. A crowd wandering in the desert without a map and without a purpose. And that is the raw material that arrived at the foot of Mount Sinai.
And then, everything changes. Section 3, Encounter with the Infinite. This is the climax, the moment of absolute transformation that's took that raw material and started to forge something entirely new. The texts describe a scene of just pure elemental power. This was not a quiet revelation. No, it began as an assault on the senses, with the sky being torn apart by thunder and lightning. And then the whole atmosphere itself just changed, becoming heavy and mysterious as a thick, dark cloud basically swallowed the peak of the mountain. And finally, the very ground beneath them started to give way. The sources say the mountain trembled violently. You see, this wasn't some gentle whisper. It was an overwhelming physical event designed to grab the attention of every single person there.
So the crucial point here is that this was a shared national experience, a moment of awesome, overwhelming, and, let's be honest, terrifying divine power that just seared itself into their collective memory. It was the shockwave that prepared them for what came next.
But all that power, that experience, it was just the delivery system. The message is what truly forged the nation. So let's move to Section 4 and see how this became the nation's constitution, the birth of law and order.
At the heart of all this is a concept called a covenant. Now, this wasn't just a set of rules dictated from on high. Think of it more like a binding, two-way agreement, a mutual promise that establishes a whole new foundational relationship. And this was absolutely a two-way street. God's role? To offer protection, guidance, and a continued presence. In return, the people's role was to offer obedience to a new set of shared laws, loyalty, and a specific way of worship. It was a partnership with really clear terms. Honestly, the best way to think about this is like it was a constitutional convention. Right there at Sinai, this group of former slaves was being given the founding document for their entire society. So those first laws, the 10 Commandments, they weren't just random rules. They were the actual pillars for this new society. And check out the structure. It starts vertically, defining the relationship with the divine. You've got loyalty, worship, respect. Then it moves horizontally, creating sacred time for the community and laying down the essential social rules for how people have to treat each other. It's a complete blueprint for a cohesive society, from top to bottom.
Remember where we started? Disorganized, afraid, aimless? The result of this covenant, this constitution, was the complete opposite. A people who were now ordered, purposeful, and united, all by a shared mission and a shared law. That is a profound transformation.
And that brings us to our final section, an echo through time. Okay, great story, but why does any of this matter to us right here, right now?
The impact is just immense. The idea that law comes from a higher source and applies to everyone, even rulers,
That's a bedrock principle of Western law. The whole concept of a nation bound not by geography, but by shared beliefs, a social contract. That's modeled right here. And of course, it's the cornerstone of ethical monotheism. This radical idea that there is one God who demands not just worship, but that people act with righteousness and justice.
So, let's put it all together. The Sinai revelation was the mechanism that transformed a tribe of former slaves into a nation. It gave them a shared, awe-inspiring experience, a divine purpose, and a foundational law to build a whole society on.
And that leaves us with a final question to think about. If a covenant, a binding, two-way promise, could forge an entire nation out of chaos, what are the promises, the constitutions, the shared beliefs that forge and define our world today? What's the thing that holds us together?